RTX 4090, should you buy it? According to statistics, around 3.24 billion people worldwide are gamers, and around 1.7 billion people are PC gamers. There are several reasons why people today are so crazy about games. First, all the action and enthusiasm are temporary, so youngsters, especially men, easily get addicted to playing video games and socializing online to satisfy that need. That is why video games these days are becoming more interactive, more susceptible, and more challenging than ever before. And that is why the launch of RTX 4090 on the market recently has created so much buzz. A lot of people are confused about whether they should buy it or not. So in today's video, we're telling you all the facts about the RTX 4090 to help you decide whether you should buy it or not. But before we begin, subscribe to our channel for more such interesting content, and press the bell icon to never miss any updates. Here we begin. The NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4090 is the top performance GPU from GeForce. It not only brings a huge performance leap, but also sets a new level for AI-powered graphics and efficiency. Yes, the ultimate graphics card for 4K is available in terms of performance, and DLSS 3 is undoubtedly a solid deal, but no, neither of those features make the RTX 4090 a decent value for cost product, although it makes for a compelling contention about NVIDIA's latest upscaling technology. So if you're thinking why we're telling this, let's look at the facts. The RTX 4090 comes for $1,700, and for almost $2,000, you will buy a graphics card that might not even fit in your personal computer's mid-tower case. The RTX 4090 AMP Extreme Aero is about 160.5 millimeters wide and 355.5 millimeters long. It's a component that needs very high maintenance. The RTX 4090 stacks in 16,384 CUDA cores, which is over 6,600 more than the next best model to the RTX 4090, the RTX 4080 16GB. It furthermore overkills VRAM even harder, with a capacity of 24GB of 384-bit GDDR6X. The RTX 3090 Ti has around 5,600 less CUDA cores and only upgraded them to 1,860 MHz at the store. Then comes the less listable specs, such as underlying advancements that form the RTX 40 series Ada Lovelace infrastructure. All RTX 40 GPUs have these, not only the 4090, but with redeveloped Tensor cores and RT cores guaranteeing improved ray tracing performance and enhanced DLSS performance. NVIDIA has made it very clear that it doesn't just want quicker frame rates in conventional rasterized games. In fact, the graphics megacorp is also upgrading by taking its AI machine learning further than ever with DLSS 3, a unique new upscale that can pump out greater FPS boosts than former existing DLSS versions could ever be capable of achieving. But that is, of course, in certain supported games. Review of NVIDIA RTX GeForce 4090 with 4K performance. We'll talk about this in detail later. First, let's discuss the core performance lowdown of 4K, the favorite resolution of RTX 4090. Luckily, for higher-end GPUs in the AMD Radeon RX 6000 series and RTX 30, there has already been a wide range of graphics card options available previously for hitting 60 FPS at 4K without losing much when it comes to the quality of settings. Even then, the RTX 4090 exemplifies a great generational jump, averaging 100 FPS or more in all but a tandem of our rasterized or non-ray traced standards. And even in places where it didn't, RTX 4090 still had brilliant record-setting scores, such as 84 FPS in Watch Dogs Legion and 79 FPS in Cyberpunk 2077. We're not kidding. The 84 FPS in Watch Dogs Legion is around 14 FPS higher than what the previously launched RTX 3090 Ti was able to manage, which might be a little disappointing given the substantial price difference, but the RTX 4090 is pulverizing all over Ampere GPU and other sections, particularly during the demanding Total War Three Kingdoms battle benchmark. With increased quality, the RTX 4090 has cruised to 100 FPS. making a substantial difference and an advantage of 40 FPS over the former RTX 3090 Ti. I'm sure this pleases anyone with one of the best 4K resolution gaming monitors, with a refresh rate of 120Hz or 144Hz. But for this to happen, it means you have splurged your money handsomely on a 4K display with an increased refresh rate to see these distinctions, but in reality, they're vast enough to be evident. Similarly, it can be seen in the case of Final Fantasy XV, particularly when you turn up the entire set of NVIDIA exclusive dividends like Hairworks and TurfFX. When these features are added to the highest preset, which is the RTX 4090 averaging about 88 FPS, it easily outsmooths the RTX 3090 Ti, leaving it behind in the race at its lower result of 61 FPS. Another big win for the RTX 4090 is the major exodus, which turned out to be 107 FPS in terms of ultra quality, which is 24 FPS quicker than the old RTX 3090. The Bar of Dubai's Hitman 3 also had RTX 4090 afflicting a blazing 174 ultra quality average. Ultimately, when tested, the RTX 3090 scored a 135 FPS on the same settings, so you will need a 240Hz monitor and sharp eyes to tell the difference after witnessing it. The tracing optimizations of Ada Lovelace's Ray also contain a new feature named Shader Execution Reordering. It lets RTX 40 GPUs increase the numbers on RT, thus executing more efficiently and providing better results at last. Now let's take another look at the example of Metro Exodus. With factors like ultra quality and ultra preset ray tracing, the RTX 4090 scores an average of 80 FPS, or let's say, about a 25% drop from its non-RT rendition, which is the Ampere-based RTX 3090 Ti. That drops from about 83 to 53 FPS with RT, thus generating a loss of 36%. Therefore, the RTX 4090 is faster than any other existing variant with its ray traced effects seen in a straight FPS race. These elaborate visual advances also impose a proportionally lower tax on all-around performance. As for the RTX 4090 particularly, there are a number of features it comprises, which makes it better, albeit slightly, than previously existing models of the RTX 3090 Ti. But it is way more expensive than the RTX 3090, with a massive launching price for just a slight improvement. It can be undoubtedly agreed that even though RTX 4090 takes up such a huge amount of your savings, it is a relatively better 4K card, consistently exceeding 100 FPS on ultra-quality rasterized execution, or performance of about any 60 FPS with ray tracing. But all this does not suffice when you think that for a GPU to get upset and confused at functioning for lower resolutions than 4K, and in addition seems to have difficulty with older DLSS versions if it is not paired with a similarly bleeding-edge CPU. Of course, some gaming enthusiasts might not be influenced by the high performance it promises, albeit at such a high rate, but the rest of the people should not waste their money on RTX 4090 and rule it out as an upgrade option. We have come to the end of today's video, but we'll be back soon with more amazing videos, so stay tuned. If you like the video, do press the like and share button. Thanks for watching.